So go ahead and tell me what you experienced.
Okay, I had the feeling that I was in some kind of frontier town in the Old West. Um, I remember looking down and seeing that I had cowboy boots and spurs on. I could hear the spurs, and I could also hear horses. You could hear the horses as they were walking. So I have no idea where that was, but that was the feeling that I kind of got. And I was, wandering around in the town, and I went to a saloon, but I couldn't see anybody's face. I remember you saying to look around to see, see what I could see, and I could see people's face, but there was nothing to the face. It was just a featureless face, and but I could hear music playing. Um, But it was interesting. I mean, I do like horses, um, but I've never worn spurs before. Don't know what that's about. Uh, but that's, basically I was wandering around the town. It was some kind of town, or at least I was wandering around the street that I was on. I don't remember where I was when I started, but I remember going to the saloon. I didn't have a horse with me, but I could hear horses. So I don't know.
Do you have any idea of the year of who you were, name?
No names, but like I said, it felt like it was in the old Wild West kind of. That's what it was to me. Um, the typical going into a saloon, hearing music. There were background conversations, but I didn't understand any any of the conversations that were going on, but it was as if, just like watching a western. You walk into a saloon, you hear the guy playing on the piano, and the noises of going into a saloon. I have no idea what any of this means, but I wrote it all down.
Now, when you moved ahead, was there anything different?
No, other than the fact that I was still in the town. I don't know, and I couldn't tell where I was, but I wasn't in the saloon after that. I was somewhere else in the town. I I don't know. Maybe it was like I was in some kind of building. But it wasn't a general store. It was. I don't. I can't quite describe it, but but I know I was still in the same town, and it was. I don't. I wouldn't say it was years later, but it was sometime later on. But I was still there, still hearing the horses travel. That was the predominant thing that I could hear was the horses on some kind of like cobblestone or something like that. You could hear that noise, that little clopping noise that they make. So I don't know where this town is, but I think I need to find it.
Now, when you moved ahead to your death scene, what did you experience?
Actually, I was laying on a bed, and it was peaceful. It was okay. I knew it was my time to go. I was sitting there, laying on a bed, arms folded over my chest, as if everything was okay. I knew it was that time to go.
Okay, good, peaceful. It
So
might have been
yeah,
natural causes.
yeah, that sounds good to me.
Now, when you went through to the reflection time on the between lives, where you reflected and were going to take things with you and drop them off, how did that feel to you?
For me, it was just a white light of. It wasn't a not. It was. quiet, peaceful, knowing that whatever lesson I needed to know, I learned it. I figured it out in that life, and it was time to start something new. Now, I don't know what that new thing was, um, but it, part of it was the feeling of completion that, okay, you figured out whatever it was that you were supposed to learn. I had done it, and it was time to learn a new lesson. Not sure what.
So the moral of the story was.
The moral of the story was I think that it was okay to it was okay to move on. It was okay to I don't know.
Just move on, young man.
Exactly. It was like, okay, you're done. You're done with learning whatever that lesson was, but now you got a new one to learn. But not sure what. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, and tomorrow's lesson is going to be, and it's like, what? What? And then it was like, so, it was like, again, it's a mystery, life being one of those mysteries. So,
Right. Well, great. Thank you.
thank you.